So, what is or are the best tools to perform an analysis on a prospect client to understand what are the possible improvements in terms of digital strategy and advertising? I don't really like where this is going already. Like, you can take a look at someone's social media and be like, okay, how many followers do they have? But what's the point? What is the end goal? Are you trying to bring in more sales? Are you trying to bring more brand awareness? A lot of times in these situations, most times it's just short term. It's just short term kind of how can we make the most profit, or how can we milk the most from this audience? And a lot of times you don't actually know this information because you don't have a pulse on the brand identity, and that is tough. For instance, right, I work at New Human. I'm not the brain to how everything works or how the products are made. I'm not the that voice. And I was thinking a lot to myself, how can I bring the most valuable value to our community there? How do I, grow the social media without being the voice? See, this right here is super simple. This video, me posting to social, etc., is simple for me because I am the person. I'm the head. Everything that I'm thinking is already approved. It's already good to go, because it's just me, one layer. When you aren't that person, you have to do due diligence and either that person grants you creative freedom to kind of be able to express as you need to, or there are certain things you just can't specifically say without getting cleared, which can slow down the social process with the creative process, between just wanting to post about something you're doing in the lab to being like, okay, well, can we actually talk about this right now? Is this something that needs to be vetted? So there's that, right? You have to, and this will kind of come back around to where this question is going. There's that. But I did figure out a way that I can provide as much value, in between like getting this information, this content vetted, that will have a real impact on the community. And that's this is just something super simple. I'm going to go into my own stories right here. Let's see if I can do this. Instagram. I'm going to go over to my Instagram. And so what's interesting is, let's just say, this is my own Instagram profile. Let's just say that I can't specifically talk about, I don't know anything about websites, or I don't know anything about social media or filmmaking. Let's just say I'm not specifically Will. It's kind of weird because I'm Will right now trying to do this, but let's say I'm not the person that knows all about the web development. Well, how can I still interact with this social media profile and provide value? How can I do that? And simply put, you can actually go into these stories and give love in appreciation. Like, so may your Nurses Week be free of crazy families. Here, shoes. I hope your Nurse Week brings you tons of joy. And please, no freak accidents. Okay, sent. Next one. you know, there's, so this could be like, happy birthday, my man. This doesn't specifically have to do with web development or social media or anything specifically like that. This is more of just interacting with the community, being a good presence to the community, which is super valuable. Relaxation reel is a little different this week. We are all a little different. Yeah. So the point I'm making here is, one, if you're trying to provide value to somebody else's social media, like you're coming on and trying to help them, one of the best ways you can do that is to provide value within the community, being just a good light in that community. You don't have to know every single thing. It's nice, of course, when you do or when you can speak proficiently about the topics that that brand supports. But if you can't, you can do that. And so those stories, right, you go through and you do, I don't know, if you set a timer or whatever, like how many, you can do it for 30 minutes or do it for an hour or something like that. And I guarantee you will have quite a bit of engagement and within that community. And you can start, talking to these people and starting to understand who they are. And they'll respect you more as a brand for doing that. That's valuable. That's winning. That's ROI right there. That's doesn't really cost anything. It just takes your time, like the time to literally care and leave a thoughtful comment on each of these stories or posts or whatever. And the great thing is it goes in the DMs, right? So you start commenting and talking, and then you're able to just kind of continue the conversation in the DMs and get to know people. Anyways, coming back to this question, what are the best tools to perform analysis on prospect client, understand, blah, blah, blah. You don't need those tools. Just open up whatever social media they have and start interacting in the community, and you'll get to know those people. Now, if you're trying to make a sale, it's not going to happen as dramatically as quick as most people want it to. So I wouldn't make that your metric. I think, good engagement in your community should be your metric of success.